I'm addressing you this morning in a balaclava. It feels somewhat hostile, somewhat impersonal, but it illustrates this very thing of reminding us that we are at war and that we need this sort of battle mentality, and particularly as we look today at what is the helmet of salvation. What we are, how we think, is the focus of the helmet of salvation. How and what we think about is largely by what comes through our eyes. Our eyes are the doorkeepers of our minds and hearts. And our minds and our hearts are bombarded through eye gate daily by sin, by the world, and behind that by Satan. Spectacles of lusts, material possessions, desires, people doing things, creating itches in us and scratches that we can't quite reach, and we end up empty, fearful, despairing, isolated. 24,000 minutes of new YouTube material is uploaded every single minute onto YouTube, vying for our attention. A buffet we must eat. Pollution that washes our minds and stops us thinking as Christians. We are told to renew our minds by the renewing of the Holy Spirit, the washing of our minds in the Holy Spirit. To put on salvation's helmet is to put on the mind of Christ, 1 Corinthians 2:16. To put on the thoughts of the Son of God. To remind ourselves that we are sons and daughters of our Father in heaven. We want to delight in God's wisdom, His promises, His spirits, to not be conformed by the pattern and the bombardment of this world, but to be transformed, to start to think God's thoughts. And if you want to know, how do I do that, Guy? Just go to Ephesians chapter 1 and pray in your prayer life with the helmet on that you are blessed with every spiritual blessing in God. You're chosen before the foundation of the world. You're adopted to be His sons. You've been given His Holy Spirit. You have an inheritance. There's so many promises that you can renew your mind in.